Good morning. Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. Qigong. So you've been following me for a while, or you've just hopped onto my page, or you've just hopped onto my YouTube channel and found this. What is Qigong all about? And is it just this half-hour practice where we do kind of weird things and we breathe a little bit funny? Or does it have some other merit and some full merit in our whole lives? So Master Lin, who is the founder of Spring Forest Qigong. Qigong means, Qi means energy in its very simplistic form, and Gong means work. So Qigong, the art of Qigong, is the art of working with our energy. These glasses, that stage. It's the art of working with our energy to understand ourselves, understand our bodies and how they work, understand our minds and our spirits and our soul, and how all that, I got hair in my mouth, and how all that interconnects with the whole universe, so that we can fit in our universe and in our world in a balanced manner, and that we can work through and travel in this world in a more balanced manner, and create more joy and love and light and happiness and peace and prosperity and contentment and all those things. So we can actually create those things. And you may have heard in different places the law of attraction, and that our minds, what we focus on is more of what we're going to get. So those are scientific principles, and it is true. And our body, I just had a client yesterday, just introduced this client to Qigong and gave this client my head to toe healing book. And in the head to toe healing, and in our level 1 class, actually, we do, which I'm teaching next week. So there's so much to be done, and I'm getting myself a marketing guru so that we can get more of this out there, so more people can have balance and happiness in their life. It's just cool. Anyway, there's a little game that we play called the finger growing game, and it's just a thought game, and it's very cool. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. In this little finger growing game, though, you actually, with your thoughts, can make one of your fingers grow a little bit longer than the other one, and then you can also put it back and shrink it. And I just got a message from this client this morning, and they said to me, so that really worked, because I'd loaned that person my Master Lin's life story, a healer, born to heal, born a healer, that's what it's called, born a healer. So this client messaged me back and said, wow, that really works. What else can my mind do? Well, once we understand the scientific principles of our mind and the vibrations of our thoughts and the chemistry that our thoughts create, we begin to understand how we create healing and how we invite in healing. And it's simply science. It's not like, well, I can do it and you can't. It's simply just like if I want to learn something and I go to university, I'm going to learn it, and I can do the same thing that the next person that learned that same undergrad degree can do. So Master Lin's book is called he's called Born a Healer, and we are all born healers. We truly all are. Once we understand the science of how to heal, we can heal. We can invite healing into ourselves. We can invite healing into other people. And so it's exciting to do that. And so my first question was, what is Qigong? And then Master Lin likes to say, and I understand, I'm starting to understand that too. Qigong, my life is Qigong, and Qigong is my life. Because everything we do in our world, how we interact, how we talk to each other, how we think, how we feel, how we process stuff, is all a scientific process. And as we start to understand the process, we can change the direction and the trajectory of the process. We don't have to be victims anymore, caught in a tidal current. Sometimes we are going to be caught in tidal currents of the world, and how do we function within that? How does our microcosm here function within the macrocosm of things that are happening in the world that we don't necessarily have control out there, but we do have control in here? One of the things that Qigong will do also, which I have found really cool, is it will offer protection. Because as we become more attuned with ourselves, and we therefore become more attuned with the energies in the universe, we will hear more often vibrations from the universe that say, move here, go here, say this, don't say that. Because as we are attuned and connected to all of the vibrations around us, and we are used to starting to make some choices about how we receive and react or respond, not react, but respond to the vibration, we create protection for ourselves. It's very cool. I took a course many years ago, probably 25 years ago in Toronto, by some police officers, and the course was called Lady Beware. And they were telling us and teaching us as women how to avoid getting assaulted. And one of the things that has stuck with me 25, probably actually 30 years later, is that the police officers said that in 95% of the cases where a woman was assaulted in some manner, she had a gut feeling before that she should not do what she was about to do. So for instance, somebody that worked in an office in downtown Toronto, maybe they worked on the 45th floor of the office and they parked in the underground every day for the last 5 years. And then that one day, they just kind of got this gut feeling that they didn't want to go down to their car by themselves. But because they have done that so often, they then said to themselves, oh, don't be so stupid. There's nothing wrong. Like, you've done this every day for the last 5 years. What's the deal today? And that was the day that there was someone waiting for us, a victim in the parkade, and they got assaulted. I have goosebumps just thinking about it. But they had a premonition, a warning before that. And so as we start to listen to and respond to those premonitions that come into our body, and those gut feelings and those feelings of, yes, I should say this to this person, because I remember once in Toronto as well, and I'll make this very tiny, I had I worked with infertility, and so I'm very, very sensitive to asking people if they're pregnant, because it took me 6 years to get pregnant with my child and 8 years between there. And that was always a very sensitive topic to me, because people in my circle of influence would say, well, aren't you having kids yet? And so I knew the pain of being asked those questions. And so in this one instance, this person came to me in a pretty frantic state, and I said to her, what's the matter? Do you have pregnant brain? And after I said that, I wanted to just bite my tongue, because I thought, why would you say that to this person, knowing how sensitive you are? And this person came to me later on that evening, and she said, it's funny that you said that to me, because I actually am pregnant, but I've lost so many that I haven't told anybody yet. And then she asked me for some help in a certain manner. And had I not said what I said, which I would never have said, she wouldn't have felt that connection that I would have understood and could have helped her. And so it was very cool to feel that gut feeling of what I should say, to hear from those police officers, to follow those gut feelings. So, long story short, Qigong all the time, every day, understanding the science of how we function within the universe is extremely cool. This is a book that Master Lin has put out, and it's called Head to Toe Healing. And so besides these movements that it gives us these little tiny things that we can do on a day-to-day basis if we're having a headache, if we've got high blood pressure, if we've got this, if we've got that. And I'm going to just touch on one of the healing movements every day, the head to toe healings. And today, amazingly enough, is number 1, and it's about breathing and breathing deeply. And I'm not going to so I'm going to give you the feeling, and I know that everything is backwards when I turn it to you. So it's breathing deep. So breathing deep helps it decreases stress, it improves digestion, it enhances our immune system, and it improves just about anything that ails you. So that's what it helps with. And then here is the how. How do we do this? We relax our shoulders. Very often when we get worried and busy about something, our shoulders start to climb. In my centered writing, we call this earrings. My shoulders aren't my earrings, so let those earrings drop off. So we're going to relax our shoulders. We're going to relax our body. This is where that bouncing comes in. We're going to gently inhale and exhale through our nose. Your breath should be deep, slow, and quiet. If your breathing is shallow, gently increase the amount of your inhale a bit. So if I'm going, oh my goodness, I'm really worried, and I'm breathing really shallow and up in this top area, I can go and just take one big breath that slows everything down. Go slowly and don't work hard as you improve your breathing, because that would create stress. So if we say, I am breathing too shallow and I should do it differently, now that we should on ourselves, we shame ourselves and we say, I should do something differently. Just invite yourself to go, I could, maybe I could breathe a little bit slower for this one breath. Maybe I could relax my shoulders just right now. Maybe they're going to go back up again, and that's okay. But I'm going to think that I could relax my shoulders right now. And I could breathe one breath slower. Here's a simple exercise that can help you learn to breathe better. As you inhale, visualize your breath as a ball of white energy coming in through your nose and going down past your lungs to an area deep behind your navel. We call this area in Chinese the lower dantian. See that white ball of energy coming in through your nose. Brighten every time you inhale, then relax as you exhale. And the best time to do this? What do you think? Every moment of our lives, exactly. And then the why. So that's how this book works. There's a helps with a how and a why. Why? The deeper that you breathe, the more oxygen you get into your lungs. More oxygen getting into your lungs means more oxygen getting into your blood. Because of this, most systems in your body are going to work much more efficiently than they would if you breathed shallowly. Inhaling slowly and deeply sends more energy to heal your sympathetic nervous system, which is concerned with preparing your body to react to situations of stress or emergency by accelerating your heart rate, constricting your blood vessels, and raising your blood pressure. Exhaling slowly and completely gives a signal to your parasympathetic nervous system to help it detoxify more deeply. This system serves to slow the rate and force of your heartbeat, decrease your blood pressure, and enhances your digestion. So the parasympathetic nervous system is the one that is automatic, and the sympathetic nervous system is the one that we have much more aware control of. So, breathing. And then today is the second movement of the 5 healing elements, and it is connecting with the energy of our heart. The part of the earth and the part of the elements of the earth we're connecting with is the fire energy. The color is reds and pinks. We are working with our heart system. The emotion that is the one that is going to contract us more in our heart is the emotion of hatred. And we all have all of these emotions. So we can't compartmentalize ourselves as a human being and say, well, I don't hate anything. Because as we start looking a little bit deeper, we realize, oh, I do hate that, and I do hate this, and I do hate that. And it's simply an awareness. And as we are aware of them, then we can use our breathing. And the action that we're going to take is called breathing of the universe. So let us begin to bounce. And the expanding emotion we're going to invite in is joy. And as we bounce, and as we tap and bounce and move our bodies in a rhythmic way, we start to release that extra energy that doesn't serve our happiness and our joy anymore. So as we bounce, we're just letting go. And this is where some of that that information about how our systems work can really come into play, because we don't have to know exactly what we're releasing when we're bouncing. And when we're in places of stress and difficulty, bouncing really helps, and it'll help in like 10 or 15 seconds. So bouncing and tapping, they can help very quickly. And so they become easy to brush off because the effect can be so swift. And so as we bounce, and I've been talking and bouncing at the same time, so I release a little bit more quickly and I'm conditioning my body. The more often we come to this practice, the more we condition our bodies in one breath now, where it used to take 10 breaths in one breath now, our bodies start to become conditioned to now, okay, here's that big breath, I can relax. So that's what the continuity and the consistency of practice and the repetitiveness of the practice really does for us. So as we bounce, we're going to allow our hands to float above our heads. And blowing out. Breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. And slowly letting our hands drift down. And observe your body as you let the hands move in different directions. And in this bouncing space, observe what's happening in your body and what you're aware of. I'm aware through here I've got some tension and something that's bordering a little bit on pain. And as I tip my sacrum, or my sacrum and my pelvis into a more aligned position, some of that tension starts to release. A different tension comes in. Because as our bodies work out of balance, they create a habit, and then as we move them into balance again, we're changing the muscles and changing the way they work a little bit. And so that might bring in a little bit awareness of a more intense sensation. And that's okay. The more our sensations intensify, the more we can become aware of them and work with them. So as we bounce now, we're going to swing back and forth. Just going to step onto this part of the rug. Swinging back and forth. Easy does it. And that yawn was organic. I could feel my ears kind of clogging up. And now we're going to bring our body, we're going to invite our body to come into a quiet stillness. Continue to bounce at the moment, and we're going to use our breath. We breathe in every moment of our lives. If we don't breathe in, we don't have a physical life anymore. And so as we become more aware of our breath and how it works and what it does in our body when it's used purposefully, we invite in healing. So we're continuing to bounce, and now I'm going to invite you to inhale, and I'm going to invite you, because I'm talking, I can't do it, so I'll tell you what we're doing first and then we'll do it. I'm going to invite you to exhale, a nice long, slow exhale, and slowly allow your body to come into a stillness, just like a bird, a beautiful swan or something, coming down and opening its wings and landing on a lake, and then everything settles. So breathe in and breathe out and land your bird. And as you land your bird, as you land your body into this stillness now, feel it expanding. You can feel it tingling. My palms feel full, like there's just a gentle pressure across the whole palm. My fingertips are tingling ever so slightly and lightly. This is Qi. This is energy with a blueprint for your whole system's existence, with life force and with intelligence. And as this Qi expands my hands away from my body, I can feel a whole aura around my whole body. And as I just feel into this space here, I can feel that my body, my chin wants to drop down, my head wants to stretch up into the universe. An automatic smile comes to my face. These are automatic things now because I've been practicing for so long. They're automatic to me now, and they calm and bless my whole system. And when our system is calmed and blessed, our vibration goes to the people beside us and the animals beside us, and their systems start to calm and bless because we regulate their systems with ours. We're going to bring our hands to the lower dantian. I'd like to invite you to envision a beautiful white light coming in through the top of your head, coming down through the center of your torso, and balancing in the lower dantian, in this navel area right down here. It's a beautiful white light, and it's shimmering and it's vibrating, and it comes in with joy. And here we're going to give the password for our practice and then set our intention. And the password is, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. And as you say that password, receive what happens next in your mind. You might have a visualization of some sort. You might have a feeling of expansion. You might have a feeling of release and relief. and rest. You might have a feeling of anticipation. Your feelings are yours, and they will be different than mine, perhaps. And here we set the intention for our practice. We call upon the energy of our master. And your master is the energy, the being from whom you draw wisdom and direction. It could be a historical figure. It could be someone's life that you studied and admired. It could be someone from the spiritual realm, like God or Jesus, or Lao Tzu or Buddha. It's whoever you resonate and connect with spiritually. It could be your own higher self. So as we set the intention for our practice, we see our master coming towards us across the universe. And as they come towards us, we set the intention for our practice and we communicate with them. And we say something like, and you can say whatever you wish, something like, "Dear Master, with deep gratitude for the information that I have received in the past, in the present, and will receive in the future, to guide my life to joy and happiness, I set the intention for my practice today." And what is your intention? Why have you come this far in this video? What would you like to gain? So as we set the intention for our practice, so for me, my intention is to feel the guidance from my master today that will help me to touch the lives of all the creatures, the humans, the animals that I come in contact with today in a way that blesses them and blesses me. And as we set the intention for our practice now, we have given permission for our chi to work on that intention. We're going to bring our hands, soften our knees, soften our hips. Bring our hands to the lower dantian in a ball. This energy ball is yin and yang. Yin energy is female energy, yang energy is male energy. And the whole purpose and whole exercise in our whole life is to balance these energies and integrate them and be able to use them in a manner that balances ourselves and balances others, so that we can all coexist in peace and happiness and harmony. Pretty simple, pretty profound, pretty deep. And it starts with us as we balance our own inner spaces. That starts to extend to others. So here we are, balancing and connecting and joining yin and yang, all of who we each are. When we are hyper-identified with one of the energies or the other, we push the other energy into what we might call our shadow side. As we bring them out and balance them, we have access to all of the energy of who we really are. Because we are both. We are both yin and yang. No matter what our biological gender might indicate. And here we're now going to go into the breathing of the universe, as we talked about in the opening. Breathing deeply is so incredibly balancing and calming. As we breathe in, we will lead with our elbows and feel the qi in your hands, that pressure that you felt as you were moving yin and yang and joining yin and yang. Feel that pressure now expanding out. And now as we breathe out, feel the pressure in your hands and compress it. We're learning to manage our qi field and feel things with our hands. We'll take this into healing practices later. Breathing in through the nose, and now our breathing is in through the nose and out through the nose. As we breathe in, we bend our knees. And as we breathe out, we slowly stretch up through our spine. Our chest is elevated. Our chin is dropped down. As we breathe in, we bend our knees. And as we breathe in, envision yourself breathing in with every cell of your body and your whole skin. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the nose. And you go at the pace that you wish. You don't have to follow me. And now we're going to breathe silently. I will stop my commentation. Bringing our hands back into the beginning of the universe position again. Women, your right hand is next to your navel. Man, your left hand is next to your navel. Nothing touches the body though. Our fingers are open. The qi is flowing freely through and around our body. In our silent practice, I received some information that was important to me as I breathed silently and deeply. It's information and a refinement that I can use, that I've been searching for. So when I finish our practice today, I will sit and write that down quickly or record it into my phone. And here we gather this qi. And it spins faster and faster to the right at our navel. We can envision it as a beautiful white ball of energy spinning faster and faster and faster to the right. And condensing smaller and smaller and brighter and faster and faster. And we invite that energy ball, which is now Dan. Dan is concentrated qi. And it becomes our medicine. the medicine that heals. As we bring that Dan and invite it into our body, into our lower dantian, our lower torso right here is our center of gravity. It's the base of our body. So we invite that Dan in. A tien is a farm or a place where things grow. Our lower dantian. And now we have this reservoir of beautiful qi that we have instructed with our yi, our intention, to work in whatever manner our intention was set. And so that qi now is activated. And it's happily going about its business of healing. And now we will harvest this qi. We're rubbing our hands together, back and forth, warming them up, placing our hands on our faces, and rubbing on the inside and each side of the nose. And as we rub our faces, we can say to ourselves, I love you. That unconditional love of the universe is for us. And we can say, it is okay to say to yourself, I love you. Look yourself in the mirror, say, I love you to yourself. We're going to tap on our eyes, on our eyebrows. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The tapping just releases any extra energy that's ready to go now. 7, 8, 9. We're going to tap the top of our heads. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to rub our ears. We're going to massage them. You're just going to take your ear and just kind of unroll it and give a little tug on that earlobe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to tap down our bodies. Let's say thank you to our body. We'll have conversations. We talked about that yesterday in our Qigong practice. Onto the left armpit. 6, 7, 8, 9. In this practice, we can say thank you, body, for all the information you give me. 7, 8, 9, and tapping the elbow. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the left. So this is the right elbow. Everything's reversed in the camera. And on the left side, palm is up. We're going to tap from the shoulder to the tips of the fingers. We're going to turn the hand over and tap down. Palm up, palm down. Palm up, palm down. Other side, palm up, palm down. Palm up, palm down. Palm up, and palm down. Down our torso. On our left side, we're always starting on the left side. And the right side. We're going to interlace our fingers and massage our organs, saying thank you to them. And we're going to tap our sacrum, bending our knees, just leaning over ever so slightly, tapping the back of that sacrum. So many things to tell you. And tapping the hips. And tapping the groin. And down to the knees, tapping the tops of the knees, just above. My kneecap is here, we're going to tap above them. We're opening up all the channels, and as we tap, we can say to ourselves, all my channels are open, open, open. All the energy in my body runs freely. Everything is perfectly 100% healed. When we speak it in the positive and the present and the personal, we invite in that energy of it already being done. And up on our toes, if you're pregnant, don't drop to your heels. If you're pregnant, you can simply just rise. Just envision yourself up and down and up and down, up and drop, and up and drop, and up and drop, and up and drop. This is 6, I think, 7. If you don't have the number exactly right, the intention is there. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. And whenever you see this video, you will be able to receive it in the intention And the love that I send it out today, it could be years before you touch on this particular video. I am present with you at that moment, in that moment in time. I love you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me.